You're watching this week's show with Dan and Mike.
We are back for another episode of From the Vault, this week's show podcast. There's probably an easier way of putting that.
From the Vault.
From the Vault.
Yes. It's basically a hard drive.
And from me doing one last week, it was one of my interviews, we've actually got one of your interviews this week.
Yeah, well, I mentioned the other day when we were having a team meeting, so I watched Marilyn Manson last week. Over the weekend, performing live with his new band and
the new members and all that.
the new members and whatnot. And then I was just like, well, this is live from, I think it was Louder Than Life festival in the States.
Oh, cool.
And most of the guitar work was the bit that was on the screen for the track, and it was with Reba, who's Marilyn Manson's new guitarist. But we have interviewed her, I have interviewed her.
I was lurking behind the camera for it.
As part of her original band, sort of Code Orange.
Which were like crazy to watch live.
Crazy.
Because anti-frontman.
Huh?
They were anti-frontman, weren't they? They did not have a single member that was the front person of Code Orange.
Yeah, they all
whole band.
turns in. Yeah, sometimes they would swap instruments as well, I think. And
possibly.
Reba would sing, and then
they had the drummer at the front as well.
Yeah, it was almost like a line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for the gig we interviewed them at, because they were the main support for Gojira.
I'm surprised that building is still standing after the heaviness that building had to go through that day. Well,
especially because the opening band was Carve.
I mean, that is, unless you're like sort of going to put like, I don't know, Lorna Shore, and I'm trying to think of some of the heaviest stuff. But no, I mean, Lorna Shore, Hatebreed, and
Slaughter to Prevail.
Well,
Code Orange were just heavy. It was
heavy but groovy as well.
Yeah, there was plenty of groove to them, and they just kind of blew up really, really quickly. I think it was around the time that Forever came out, which was the album that they were touring when they did this Gojira tour. And
so what we, a suggestion that we had from off the last couple of From the Vault ones that we've decided to run with, is before recording the first half of this, we haven't actually watched the interview this time. Normally we would, and then just bring our thoughts to it, and then play the interview, have our thoughts afterwards. But what we're actually going to do, because I thought it'd be quite nice, because there were a couple of funny moments of Man with a Mission, which would have been fun to actually watch with you. We're going to, on these From the Vault ones, we're actually going to watch them in between our intro to it and our exit tro from the interview itself. So join us.
Watch along with us.
Yeah, join us now, because we're literally going to get it rolling.
All right, it's Mike from the Mike James Rock Show. Reba from Code Orange is joining us. How's it going?
It's good. It's great.
Cool, man. You're on tour with Gojira at the moment across the UK. How has it been so far for you?
It's awesome. They're a band that I've always really loved and didn't know we'd be able to do this tour, but as soon as I found out, I was psyched, and they've been super cool to us, and the shows have been huge, so it's awesome.
Because since their album came out, their stock has just grown and grown.
Yeah,
and grown.
it came like almost out of nowhere. The amount of, I heard they played here usually to like a couple hundred. Now it's like, a couple thousand. So it's pretty awesome.
That's it. It's insane what they're doing at the moment. The same goes for you guys. I came across you guys probably about a year ago. I heard, strange enough, I heard Jamie Jaster talk about you guys on his podcast.
Yeah.
Thought I'd check you guys out. I've been keeping tabs on you. And you guys literally, since New Year, have just blown up everywhere. Everyone's talking about you.
Thanks.
How does it feel to be a buzz band, not just in the UK, but around the world in the metal scene at the moment?
It's cool. I mean, dude, we want to do this. We all want to do this so bad, and we're ready to go. So we put this record out, and it's like you never really know how people are going to see and hear things if they hear it the same way that you do. But we were fucking psyched about it when we were all done. It's even when we were writing, it's like you're never like really sure. But then when it was done, we were like, this is it. We feel very, very happy about this. So we've been super appreciative of all the support people give us.
Because you guys seem to be doing it your own way kind of thing. It's almost DIY, but you're signed to this huge international label. Is that something that's a compromise between your ethics as a working band and working with a big multinational like Roadrunner?
I mean, we wouldn't have gone into it if they didn't if they weren't like letting us do what we needed to do. So we just wanted more resources, and they were willing to give that to us, and we made it very clear in the beginning that we wanted to do it our way, do it completely, all of our own music, our own art, and they weigh in, they give their opinions on things, and we've definitely gotten used to taking in more opinions from different people, which it's usually just like us 4, us 5. But we've been working with that, but we just always do everything that we want to do, and they understand that, which is awesome, because I don't think that that's the case for a lot of bands to sign a major stuff.
No, I was just about to say, because there's you guys, and there's also like, is it Turnstile as well that got signed to Roadrunner?
Yeah.
And that's almost like a new direction of going into that kind of hardcore way.
Yeah.
Is this seeing a shift, do you think, of like hardcore becoming thrust into the mainstream?
I hope so. I mean, that's definitely our goal whenever we did this as well. It's like we're not just in it for us trying to push it by ourselves, because it's never going to work that way. It's not like one band is going to do it and then it has to be a bigger thing. It has to be more of a wave.
It becomes a movement then.
Yeah,
almost,
exactly. And it's been that way before in the past, and we feel like it could be that now with the amount of bands that are more underground doing this, and that are like real bands.
Because there's a lot of influence in all sorts of rock and metal, from the hardcore, if it be hardcore punk or hardcore or all sorts. So it's definitely becoming more prevalent nowadays. Do you feel there's a lot of pressure on yourselves, like with all the sort of media speculation, not speculation, but looking at you all the time?
I mean, I don't know. I feel the most pressure is from just each other and from my own band. It's like, always there's pressure from the outside, but it's like none of that really matters in the end. If we don't feel pressure within our own band and or each other, then it's like you're not going to get better no matter what. And we've always had a really high pressure, like practices and shows. We always try to make sure we get better over the years. And so I mean, it's definitely like a lot more push from the outside to like on us and more press and whatever. But it's like, I don't know. We just take that as an opportunity more. It's like a good thing. It's just more motivation to get better.
Because the album's out, it's doing wonders everywhere. Like we've been listening to it on our show for non-stop since it came out,
awesome.
pretty much. And it's not just hardcore though, is it? You're breaking down boundaries of all sorts of different things. Because I can see tinges of sort of 9 Inch Nails in there, or also things sort of like your tech kind of, your floaty vocals and things like that. Is that something you're looking at to sort of diversify to get a bigger audience, to make sure your stock rises in the future?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like that thought out in that way. It's more just like we've always loved all kinds of music like that. And even when we were kids, if you listen to our band, like our old stuff, like you can tell we had all kinds of stuff in our music, and that's just who we are as people. We just never, sometimes it'll be like a band is like mostly kids who are got in from metal, or mostly kids who got in from punk, and their band will sound like that and reflect that. But we just all are from such like a diverse community and diverse scene, and we all like just went to shows, all kinds of shows, and that kind of just reflected on our music. And with this new record, we definitely wanted to make that more like obvious and like in a way that made sense, because I think in the past it had gotten a little jumbled and you would just hear little things and it wouldn't totally make sense. But but with this, we became more aware of that as we got older. That it used to be kind of just a thing that was there, but we didn't totally know that was us. But now we really are clear about what's Code Orange. And we really expanded on that with this record.
So have you already started thinking of the next album already then? Like building on the sound you've already...
I mean, it's... Whenever we were writing this, it was like, oh, like, where are we going to go from here? But then when it was out, we were like, with Eric getting so much better at his stuff, with the synth stuff, and now we have another guy on guitar who also can write, and it's just like now I can see how much further we could take it, and it could get better for sure.
Did you think a band of your style could become an arena band that could sell out sort of 2,000 to 5,000 cap venues across
I'd like
Europe
to think so. I mean, I think so. Honestly, like I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't see that we could do anything. I feel like we could do anything we wanted to, but we'll see how it goes. And I don't expect anything from it. I would be happy with just being a hardcore band or being here and whatever. I'm happy with all of this. But we're definitely a band that all is ready to take whatever step gets thrown at us.
That's
we're
cool.
ready to go.
I've been watching your videos back as well, and they're quite minimalist but very artistic. I'd be quite interested to see how you'd incorporate that in a bigger show where you can have screens and sort of lighting and all that kind of stuff. Have you already started thinking that far ahead if it was to ever get there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's just like pipe dreams basically, but we're a very like imagery oriented band, and it's really easy for us to fit in all kinds of art and all kinds of design into our music. That's a huge part of it. We don't just pick a record art, slap it on. It's thought out just as much as the music is, for sure. Of
course, yeah, they've got to complement each other and help to boost you.
Exactly. Yeah, I was talking to Jamie the other day, and he was saying I would just never even listen to records for years that were maybe amazing just because I didn't like their artwork. So it's for us, it's super important to have it all fit together. And if we ever got that opportunity to do stuff with stage production and stuff, we would have crazy ideas.
Awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah. What's the idea behind? Is it a cougar head that you use, or a panther head? Or something? Yeah. Where did that come from? Because it seems like every band nowadays seems to have some sort of animal that they can relate to. So you've gone for the panther, was it you saying?
Yeah, I mean, it just came about. I don't know. It wasn't really a planned thing that it became such a big part of us, but we just started using it during I'm King. It's bold, and we're bold, and we've been kind of switching it up. Now it's a little bit different. And we'll probably keep using that, but I don't know. It's just a bold, aggressive image, and we're a bold
great
band.
Tattoo.
Yeah, that too.
So. It's almost like a Thundercats logo. So
Yeah.
You guys are just about to, once you finish the European leg with Gojira, you're going back to the States to do the Killthrax.
Yeah, Killswitch and Anthrax. Yeah.
Killthrax. We interviewed Charlie Benitez a few weeks ago. He named it the Killthrax. That's cool. So that's then getting you out to another audience again, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that the plan now for the rest of this tour cycle? Is to get you in front of different audiences, where I put you with different bands?
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing that for a few years. It's just I don't know. I mean, I think it's even better now, as it's we used to be doing opening these tours, and there would be a couple bands after us, and we would get kind of lost in the mix. But now it's we're direct support for Gojira, which is awesome, and it's amazing that the
audience are in the venue by then as well.
Yeah, exactly.
The band, you sometimes play to people as they're getting their coats off
while they're walking in. So it's a different thing, and with that, we're opening before, but it's a really strong four. With Devil Wears Prada and Anthrax, Killswitch. And now we already know those guys because we did a short run with them a couple of years ago. Okay. So it's kind of it's a first time thing. Sometimes people don't really know who you are. They don't really know your name. But then you come back and it's oh, this band's here again. They're a real band. They're not just a one time thing.
And there's a lot more publicity about you guys as well now. So people will be going off for it, I guess.
Exactly. So I hope that it'll be worth it. I think.
So what's after the Killthrax tour? I did see you're down to do some European festivals.
Yeah, we're going to come back here. We're doing some stuff that will be announced very soon.
Okay.
But some shows and some fests.
Cool.
And then I'm sure we'll have tons of other stuff. We're doing a couple fests in the U.S. too, Chicago Open Air, and
nice.
Some stuff like that. So
that's cool. Yeah. Are you thinking even further afield towards the end of the year yet, or is it literally let's just get the?
It'll come soon, I'm sure. I mean, I know we're going to be touring pretty much until we start writing for the next record.
Okay.
There's never any downtime, so I know that it'll be filled
all the time. Now.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah,
you want to be working. If you can live off your band, it's a lot harder nowadays for bands sort of your age and your kind of size of band to be able to sustain, let alone be able to tour the world and things. So it's good. That's pretty much it. I'm sure we'll catch up at a festival or next time you're over here in the UK.
For sure.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Definitely making notice over here, that's for sure.
Thank you, man.
Thanks very much.
So, Mike looks very different.
Who was that guy doing the interview? He was very handsome. There was no grey in his beard. He had a suave haircut. He actually had hair.
I was going to say he had hair. No glasses as well. It took me a couple of minutes to work out. The thing that was throwing me off is I've got so used to you in glasses now.
That's because I used to take them off for interviews.
We've both got to the point in the last couple of years where I still can take them off. Obviously, I'm not wearing my glasses now. But I cannot drive home from a gig or a festival without my spectacles, or when I go to do the post-production on this podcast, I'm also going to be definitely wearing my glasses.
Yeah, it was cool to see that after 8 years.
I know, it's crazy.
And I particularly like my T-shirt. The
one that came out at Reading as well this year.
Yeah, well, that was in tribute to Brent Hines, who sadly passed away a week or so before Reading. I thought, I've still got that T-shirt. So I had
to bust it out.
I had to go down into the vault myself.
Also, shout out Jamie Jaster and his podcast, the Jaster Podcast, or the Jaster Show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's one that he produced, wasn't it? That T-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, from martyrstore.com.
Yep. So that was awesome. I mean, one of the things that really struck me about it is we were talking before, we couldn't remember why it did so well, but watching how genuinely comfortable she was in the interview with the style.
Yeah, proper chatty.
Yeah, and
it wasn't question answer. It was just
conversation.
A conversation, which is what we're known for.
Not only that, but it was like you could tell, and this is always a good thing with our interviews when you can tell this, is you can tell you're a fan. And we do all right interviews if there's no fandom, but we also do either funny ones or really in-depth ones with things that we're personal fans of. And I think that really got her to open up. But it's echoing in the back of my mind that this was the start of them doing like longer interviews, and this was pre-podcasting as well. So they wouldn't have appeared on a podcast for 45 minutes at this point.
Not necessarily.
Apart from Jaster Show.
Yeah, maybe Jaster and a few others in the States, but...
It wasn't as commonplace as they now are, because it was pre-pandemic and everybody started a podcast in the pandemic.
They did. Some of them are still doing it.
Yes, shout out Fake Doctors, Real Friends.
Well, they're not doing it anymore. So
have they finished that now?
Yes, completely.
Oh, gutting. I thought they were going to carry on after they had watched everything.
They did.
But now they've got...
But now they're actually they're rebooting Scrubs, so they're not doing the pod. I mean... They might come back to it at a later date.
Another 20 years.
Yeah, maybe.
Do that. But no, the other thing which I really liked is about halfway through is she's like, I'm not going to say what I think is going to happen, because you can get as far as you want to. And knowing what her life and her career has been like since that interview to the point of deciding to do this on our podcast, she really did like live up to what she was thinking that she would be handling her career like.
Code Orange played at WrestleMania.
Of course they did.
For the intro music, which they wrote for Bray Wyatt.
I think it was him, yeah.
Well, that's the name of the tune. It's the Bray Wyatt intro thing, but it's either Wyatt Bray or Bray Wyatt. You would know, because
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
No.
I wasn't into wrestling back in 2018.
Rest in peace for him as well, unfortunately.
Oh, was he the one that died?
Yes.
So he's
unexpectedly.
He's the one for the rocking chair.
Yes, and it's his brother.
Yes.
Bo Dallas. That has become Uncle Howdy with the grey beard and the grey mask.
Yep.
That is in tribute to Bray Wyatt and the original Wyatt family, because they were called the Wyatt family, not the Wyatt Six.
Yes.
But yeah, that's where Code Orange did it for Bray, and Bray changed the game, like in wrestling, so much.
Well, also they didn't really have bands in wrestling to perform live, or
not
have
in the same way,
and have wrestlers have their own specific written tunes.
You had to be like Triple H, because he's had Lemmy come out and play it. I mean, back in the day, Limp Bizkit, at the height of Red Cap popularity, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
They did do Rolling in the middle of the WWF ring, I believe it was at that point.
Okay.
But no,
I know Motionless have done it for Rhea, but that's post-pandemic in the modern era.
Yeah, it's always been something, but it used to be a lot more confusing. I remember watching, I think it was a WrestleMania, where they had Flow Rider come out, not for somebody's entrance tune, but just to do a couple of songs. Because
right, they didn't do it like where they tried to with Jelly Roll, and he only got halfway through a song. And
no. Though I imagine that would have been quite an interesting thing, because Flow Rider is a bit of a unit, so he could have wrestled. But no, music's been a thing, but doing entrance-specific stuff, that I'd say used to be reserved for the greats, like Triple H and the Motorhead song that he had. Yeah. But then they have done it to raise people up, because obviously it gave Rhea Ripley that stamp of, you are here, you are so big that you've got your own theme tune being played by Motionless. But the whole Motionless thing, she's actually asked his permission to look like him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The stamp that she does is Mitch Lucker's.
I've heard that.
Things like that. Honestly, watch Rhea on her interview podcast, because I don't know anybody that does the balance between real life and ring life as well as she does, where she's Rhea Ripley in the ring. Like, you would never think that she has any confidence issues or any insecurities in the world, but the person that sits behind it, racked with anxiety, and I love somebody that can talk about it when you go out and look like that. But yeah, the whole thing with it gave her that boost after she came out to Motionless. She felt that she had arrived. So I imagine it was probably the same for Bray Wyatt, actually getting Code Orange out to do it. It's like one of those moments, the company has given me this, I get the intro. So yeah.
Cool, but also now Reba's like I was saying earlier, the guitarist for Marilyn Manson,
and
because he's pretty much got an entire new band. And from the footage I've seen, there's no makeup, dressy up. Marilyn obviously is still.
He's got his ears.
Yeah, he's got his ears and his makeup and stuff. But
he's also toned it down so he doesn't look. Cause they had that real heroin chic look for a while, didn't they?
Yeah, but also he's a guy in his 50s.
It doesn't sit on the skin as well once you get to a certain age.
But yeah, so she's out playing with him. I don't know if I'm not 100% sure if she played on the new album that came out at the end of last year for Marilyn Manson, but
Code Orange are more hiatus rather than disbanded,
so.
aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's not bad after watching that, and she's like, "Oh, we can do anything," and then she has, and then they had number one album, and really. We even mentioned it in that interview, Turnstile, who are now one of the biggest bands in the world. And
didn't you bring them to Album Club a couple of podcasts back? Was it Turnstile?
Yeah, last week in the Album Club, yeah.
You can tell this is our history with stuff like this, because we had no plans to do Code Orange when we did Album Club. You just presented Turnstile because you liked it.
Yeah, because it's a good album for the summer. It's summer anthems.
Whereas now you can see that you brought it up.
I was a fan 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah, you brought it up in an interview 8 or 9 years ago.
When they were a hardcore band and so were Code Orange.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as I like saying to people, well, what era did you actually get into Bring Me the Horizon? Because I knew of them from the start with Chelsea Smile and Deathcore and all of that, but I actually got into them on Septernal.
Although if you're a new fan and you go listen to their back catalogue, it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier.
Oh, for sure.
And screamier and screamier and screamier.
Well, he doesn't sing on the first 2 or 3 albums at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, we again leave comments if we have an interview with a band that you like. We've been going with interviews on our YouTube channel. It's about 15 years old. We do have some audio only ones which we've done from the Vault, because this man once did Ivan Moody straight off a download stage when he was particularly angry at the world, and that was we've kept everything, even if it's only audio only. So do drop in the comments and ask us, in the Vault, do you have this band or that band? And we've got a few sets to go through as well, because we've both done sort of almost Pokemon collecting of band members, throwing Pokeballs at the whole of Killswitch Engage. And Alexandra.
They mentioned in that interview as well,
Killthrax.
Killthrax. I've completed all of
Anthrax, and I've completed all of Killswitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have little sets of stuff as well, which we're more than happy getting into in the future. Especially, so we say, there's going to be probably some Parkway Drive moments at points, because I've been proper weird. It was very early in my career. I'm going to pretend like I'm not weird in interviews now.
It was last week on the opening night of their European tour.
To be honest, if we could get to touch base with Winston again.
Touch is the wrong word to use when you talk about
touch
Winston.
Face?
Yeah.
I need to touch base with Winston from Parkway.
You need to touch Winston again.
Yeah, we should probably, so there's a reference point. Future Dan, roll tape for about 10 seconds on why.
Thanks, lad.
I'll try not to touch you too much. Thank you. But yeah, we should probably wrap up. We've got more plans for next week. There's going to be a couple of podcasts coming out. Before that, you can do the first listen to our radio show on Rock Rage Radio on the Rock Rage Radio Network on Sunday evenings in the UK at 10 p.m, 5 p.m. EST. Every other time zone, you've got to put in the same work that you do with anything, because we just named the 2 major time zones. And then next week, we'll still have another 2 podcasts.
Home and away.
So we'll have something a bit more chatty, but we're going to do another From the Vault next week once we work out which one it's going to be. So, of course, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next time.
Peace!